So good morning and happy video. Hopefully the storm is over. So there might be a little bit of damage here. So we're gonna go check it out. See how it's holding up. We got a lot of stuff to show today and a lot of new growth and everything. So, and I'll probably share my seeds that I bought for next year through Everwild Farms. So we're up here in the garden today. A little bit nicer out now. I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock to near losing some tomatoes due to the high winds and fighting with the tarp over the chicken coop in a storm. So a little bit more cleaner now, and so we're up in the garden here and show you a few things that we've got. I did not get pictures of our last weekly harvest. We took it a couple days early just because of the heat. So let's go. So anyway, what we did is this was a total losses teepee, so I decided to take that down, and we're gonna get some beets going in here in the next couple weeks and that. And if the fava beans, you know, they did grow, but honestly, they're not even worth it. Not even worth it. So we're gonna probably end up pulling them if nothing else. Over here, the cucumbers are fantastic, and when we trellised them, I even had reservations that maybe they're not going to be doing too good. But I was really surprised at the weight of the trellis. If you look right here, that one's probably pushing about 11 inches, that cucumber. These things have been growing enough to more and keep our family supplied 4 plants. And come over here, we got another one down here. And, you know, but we do have a lot. The Brussels sprouts are doing fine. And again, we're getting a lot of growth on the cucumbers too. And that, so we got another one started down here. And I know there's a few more somewhere. Our patty pan squash, as you can see right here, finally, we got the white one started right there. And moving over here. Where is he? There he is, if you can see them. A few ones. And we got a little surprised because they did not seed within about 20-30 days. And all of a sudden, we got our sunflowers popping up now. So this one right here, we're talking it's about 3.5 feet right now. And this bed too with the okra, it's not doing like I was hoping, so we may end up again, you know, rip that out and see if we can salvage another growing season of beets or something too. We have our second crop of snow peas right here going, and they seem to be doing fine. And over back here, this is amazing. About 3.5 weeks later, look at this. We're starting to get bush beans already. Very strong, and those were, again, the Amish ones. Our yellow pole beans, this is after a harvest of a few days ago. If you can look over here. It's like they are coming like nothing. About 8 inches long, 7 to 8 inches. Some a little bit smaller. And over here, we're coming up are the Chinese asparagus beans. So we'll see how those do. These Amish paste tomatoes. This is what really sold me on these right here. If we're looking, if I want to show you the size of some of these and the major amounts on here. This is one plant right here. We got 5 down there, 4 there, 3 there. You know, more starting here, and this is all on one plant. And the size right here, if you can see my hand, and that's not even done growing yet. We're talking about 9 ounces right there on one tomato. And they are all doing a fantastic. Most plants have about average of 10. Another one right here. I mean, you can see the size of them from my hand and that. I mean, they're just coming out huge. Apparently they're like aroma too. So, only bigger. So moving along, and I thought these were kind of dead, but the lemon boys, the first time we have ever grown them, we are getting a few nice ones there. And as bad as some of these plants look, you know, and right here is another one from the windstorm, but I'm not going to give up on these. You know, plant them right back there. As bad as this plant looking at, you know, it's still producing fine, and we're getting more flowers on, so even better. Now, okra, I told you a while back, it's supposed to, you know, they stay small forever. This is within 2 weeks right here. Those small okra plants right here. So again, they do not take long to bloom up. And then over here, as you can see, we got rid of all the daikons about a week ago. And what we did is we sowed another crop of dill. Because this one right here is about 5 feet high, and some of them we cleared out the dead snap peas. And if you look down here, we are getting a lot of eggplants coming up, so that is fantastic. I think we have about pretty close to 12 altogether, and there is a little wind damage, so we're going to have to sit there and remedy that a little bit. The basket of fires, peppers are coming on awesome. So we lost a lot of leaves, but down here, you can see there are some areas of our Thai dragons coming up, and they are coming up fantastic. Over here, finally, we got some, if you can see right down there, right in the center of the screen, we got our regular Trinidad scorpions, and, you know, right here, it's a lot more of the chocolate variety of the Trinidad scorpions. Looking nice, and what's really coming up good and really popping up, which is nice, are the Carolina Reapers. If you can see down here, I'm going to put down here, we have them growing pretty good here. We got them started over on this plant too. We only did 2 plants of them because I was unsure of how they'd last. So, and coming back over here, you know, again, these are aromas, and they are producing fine. Like I said, a lot of work to do yet. I go down there, you can see, you know, up there, that's one plant right there, is 6 on the bottom and almost 10 on top. So, we're doing awesome there. Right here, this front one didn't do too good, but the other 2 black crims seem to finally be producing fruit. And got some jalapeno peppers going here. And the Indigo Rose tomato, these plants right now are about 5 feet down here. As you can see, they're flowering on top. What's amazing is right here the amount of what we're getting on one plant. Right there, they're a little bit slower growing, but they are doing good. And I don't know if you can hear that noise in the background, that high-pitched whine. That's our little solar stake that we have to ward off the moles and any other thing. Well, the plants are still kicking, so that's a good sign. And moving around in here, what I wanted to show you is kind of amazing because, again, last couple weeks ago I planted some beans from the Amish, and you know, I didn't realize that the wife put Osmocote on here, so it should have stopped the germination of seeds. But it's got some pretty good seed stock if we got a lot of the new pole bean or bush bean plants coming up right down here. So you get a little bit better idea of the size of the beans right now. Coming up for the yellow wax beans, and these are very tasty, and they're coming back awesome. And one thing is, the first time we ever planted these, they're the rattlesnake pole bean variety. Instead of having a purple flower on them, they come all green and purple striped, and they'll kind of right there, that is about the normal color of them. So hopefully we'll get a lot more of them. I'll probably pick one today and taste it, since I never tasted one. And coming back over here, you can see the other tomatoes there. Yeah, we got a lot of work today to do in here, so I'm sure we'll be back up here a little bit, and I'm going to have to add some stakes to the other 5 cherry tomato planters up there as well, which we'll show you when we get back there. You know, again, you can see this is right here the dill we planted, and unfortunately the wind got to some of them, but yeah, we'll be staking a lot of stuff up on here. Our main garden has been awesome lately. You got right here, got some a gourd started there. We got another one somewhere over here on this plant. We had I really thank my wife for really going nuts on here and getting a lot of weeding done. You don't see any on there yet, but our 4 watermelon plants over here seem to love each other quite a bit. As well as right here, I'm redirecting them. Pumpkin wise, you know, we do have a few started over here. And there's one down there, and there's a big one back there too as well. So to see how that goes. Over here, some of these are starting to produce a little bit more. And see what we got. And well, look at there. We got a tiny one started. So that's okay. The grapevines, those are a little iffy because you really got to baby these, and we did get one managed to start growing good here. And finally took to the wire and has been staying up there for quite a bit, so that's kind of a good sign there. We do have new growth on here, but not anything as much as the other ones to actually take the wire. But the other thing we did too is, and this was kind of an emergency thing because we got really tired of the little bunny foo-foos coming in, haha. And so we took a layer of chicken wire and wrapped it down there, and that pretty much stopped it. And the only thing left I'm going to end up doing is we got some bird netting we're going to put up around the berries, and that stopped the birds there. And back in the distance there, our strawberry beds are still ravaged by chipmunks because little nut jobs can get through that if they push. So we've been getting a decent amount of strawberries, but they've been eating a lot more. So in that case, we're going to have to do something. So I'm going to probably take some hardware cloth and fashion a small border and a top on there, and hopefully it'll be done in the next week or so, and that will provide protection there and protect the crop as well. These right here, you know, I thought these were dead, and they're not much producing, but they are growing bigger chili peppers there. What I did like is right here is these basket of fires. Again, because I mean, if you look at the massive amounts coming on there, they are really starting to produce good. Now these two will only get about a foot high and spread out to about 18 inches. So most likely, if we can find these next year, we're probably going to put them around small planters. And this is a lot of space we can reclaim. The one thing I learned too about hot peppers, it's like, and here's actually a better view too of the chocolate Trinidad scorpions. We got quite a few starting on that plant. And but even though the reapers are producing, we only got 2 plants and they're spread out a little bit more. And this right here is a section of I want to say 10 or 12 other hot peppers. They seem to be growing a lot better, so yeah, we can plant them a little bit closer into the raised bed area. So it's something to really, what we're doing is we're trying to take as many notes as possible. A lot of this stuff too is experimental, so, and a lot of stuff we've never grown before. And it gets me as some people say, oh, it's a failure. No, it's not a failure, it's an education. Like right here first time, and a lot of these were actually grown from seed. We got down there, we got our yellow patty pans coming up. As a matter of fact, some of the stuff we bought plants from are doing, not even doing as good as the stuff we got from seed. And then like right here, and next year again too. Yeah, well, it's, nice seeing the pumpkins grow and all that. And this whole section right here is probably about 12 feet by about 10 feet. And all these are 4 rogue pumpkin plants that just happened to escape the tiller. So, growing wild, I mean, that should say something right there. We do have a little zucchini plant here and that climbing up the vine and that. It's and again too, when you're growing on a trellis like that too, the effect when it's complete is fantastic, but it's a lot of work. It's almost like coming up every other day and babying them. But once they take a hold, they're fine. Like right here, and like I said, that's probably a good 1.5 pound cucumber right there. That's holding fine, and this is nothing more than the sheep fencing like at Menards or Fleet Farm that was cable tied to some garden stakes. I think it's like 39 bucks for the roll, and a roll right now of the bigger stuff right here, for example, was enough to do this entire cage right here, and these 3 hoops. So when you look at it that way, if you've ever had to price a trellis, number one, most of them are junk and they're made of plastic. Even the ones that look like wood, you get up close, and I'm sorry, that's one good windstorm like we had today, that thing would be over. This thing right here, this one right here, opening up, is actually made of metal. It goes together with no tools, and the only exception is that has to come off for the winter is the cover, and we got 4 buttons right there to push, kind of like if you've ever had an easy up canopy. That's basically right there what you do. It pops right off. This is not moved 1 inch in that. It's basically secured to 4 stakes, and it was reinforced with the door and that too, and then when we had the door and everything. So that was taken care of. This I think we paid $149 for at Menards, and again, it's still half the price of a trellis. So, and today after work yesterday, actually, I stopped at the Habitat for Humanity Restore, and a reasonable price, about half the cost new. We will hopefully next year have the entrance floor here. We got some snap together paneling for a floor, so we can clean this area up right here coming into it. You can see right here too, and that's on the idea of we did have some wind today. So yeah, so that about wraps it up for the main garden area. And as you can see, back to the construction zone called our yard. See up there, the wind's going a little bit. So hopefully all who are gardening in this, hopefully you will not have any too much damage. You know, the fence held up fine with the chickens. The big dummies, they're out there in the rain anyway, so apparently they didn't need too much protection. Thing and funny, about a week and a half ago, this is green yard. And if you look at them now, didn't take too long to basically, for the most part, peck it clean. And I was sitting there fighting over this hole they had to dig so I could have a dust bath. But remaining 12 ladies, they're all doing good, so yeah, coming on out. Come on. Yeah. I just think I got food over here. It's kind of funny to watch them. As to get to the green grass, they'll stick their head through the fence. They'll ruffle their feathers backwards and that, get out and that, 'cause their necks are too fat. There you go, yeah. So, something to alleviate that, maybe you're going thinking, yeah, like I need another project. Maybe take this area and have a secondary yard area around here while I seed the other yard over here and go back and forth. About every 3 weeks, change it around so they don't run out of grass. Saves on feed. One thing too that really took off too, and I have to hang some back up because of the wind, but the back of the pergola from the loofah gourds, as you can see, is basically covered here. We got some stragglers down here. This is all about 5 plants. And come up here, and this is my beautiful wife's project here. So just see what goes on here and that, how these react. That line right there, it wasn't stretched, and I think we're gonna have to find some way to secure that around, because we're trying to go around the pergola since they get 30 feet. And right here we got our first sun sugars coming up. And another nice thing I've seen is the size of these large red cherries that we've tried growing. And some of them, like right here, that's a nice size right there. There's plenty of them coming in, and again, these are gonna have to be staked up. This thing as well too. So they're growing fine. You can see right down here, we got a lot of them growing on some vines over here. So you can secure these a little bit better. That will work fine. So that's about it realistically where we are at today. Not a particularly exciting video, but is what it is. Yep. Doing hogging. For some reason, you got a nesting box there, there, and there. For the longest time, they all fought over one. Now we got them over there fighting over 3 of them. Right there, that you can see too, they're getting accustomed to the door. I moved into their run. I pretty much secured that with more hardware cloth, keep the critters out and that at night. And this one just closes and that's it. So, most likely I will try to make another video. I don't know how long it take with our seed purchases and show you their new economy slash jumbo slash prepping slash survival slash hoarding, whatever you want to call it, kits and sizes for seeds, and kind of give you a little hint of what we're going to probably do next year and that. And you know, some are good and some are not. We'll have ample left over, so we're going to start going through our old seeds. So if anybody's looking for something, I'm going to see what's we're not going to be doing next year, or what we're not going to use, and probably just find someone, give them away or whatever. So if you're looking for some, give me a call and or shoot me a instant message, and if I ever get time, we ever get time, we'll see what's going on. We do have a lot more stuff to do around here than just shows, but that's life. That's okay. On top of this too, you know, we finally closed up on for our own personal home life. Both kids are approved, and they will both be homeschooled next year. So it may be more work, but I'll tell you what, it's better family life, number one, and number two, I do not have to deal with the BS of the public school system near what I had to last year. And if you all have any younger kids in school, you will see. I don't have a problem with the academics or the curriculum, but I do have a problem with indoctrination, kids being dumbed down. So, with that being said, hope everybody has a good day and be productive. I hope everybody's gardens are doing good. I know the storm was heading towards the east, towards Sheboygan and Cascade and Random Lake. So, but it didn't get too damaged. It was enough to probably sit there and give you a heart attack in your mind, but nothing major. So, well, I hope I just didn't curse myself on there because the wind picked up. So, everybody have a good day, and we will see you next video.